Welcome to the Ascend Your Success podcast. Whether you're just starting out or are a veteran looking to grow your business, you're in the right place. Join us to learn how to achieve financial freedom while working and living life on your own terms. Hear valuable insights, strategies, and interviews with successful entrepreneurs. Get ready to achieve the success you've always dreamed of. Ready? Let's go.
What's going on, guys? My name is Wyatt Reed with Ascend Your Success podcast, and today I got my man Nick back on to talk about lead mining pros, man. Thank you so much for being on. Before I let you dive into lead mining pros, man, I just want to say for all you guys that are listening, me and Nick were introduced by a mutual friend of ours not long ago, man, and I was like, well, I'll try anything once, right? And so I got onto y'all's website, man, and I ordered one of the smaller text messaging cold calling packages that you guys have. I think your shotgun package. And we dropped it over in Tuscaloosa, which is a big market that we're marketing in. And dude, we got like 21 leads from it. The first one, I was amazed at the price per lead. But then we got one closed deal off of it and made 15 grand. And we didn't look back since. We've been using you guys ever since, right? Yeah. So I just wanted to share that, man. But Nick, tell us a little bit about you and talk to us about lead mining. How can you help us close more deals, man?
No, absolutely. And first of all, you guys were in a great market, right? And I think that so often we think our list, it's all about the list, but I tell people all the time, it's all about the market, right? And so it's really important to have good market selection. You know, if you're hunting where everyone else is hunting, you're going to get less leads. I can already tell you with 21 leads, you guys picked a great market. It was pretty suburban. It's not maybe the highest named market in the area, right? Maybe one of those little secondary markets. So that's awesome. And, with lead mining, I've been blessed. We founded our company 8 years ago. We've been cold calling. I had a lot less wrinkles back then when I founded this company, for several reasons. One, being a business owner, and two, 8 years is a long time. Yeah. And man, we've really been tearing up. I offer some dynamic services. I pull lists for people. I skip trace those lists for people. I cold call them, and we have American or foreign callers. So you picked a great market for American secondary market. If you're in a primary market, go for the foreign team. They do an amazing job. They're much cheaper. And that's really what's important. Those saturated markets are more about volume than about quality, right? And the secondary markets are more about quality. And that's why the Americans work so well.
Dude, I will say this real quick. That's why I push done for you services. I was testing out another marketing stream like 2 or 3 weeks ago. With this marketing stream, I had to pull and skip trace my own list. And I pulled that list, I cleaned it, I skip traced it, I sent it in. They started doing the marketing. And I've been pulling lists for 5 years, so I'm like, I don't even double check my own work, right? But I start getting these calls and they're like, hey, this is not the right person, not even the right address. I had made a mistake. Wow. After 5 or 6 years doing this, I still make mistakes. I made the mistake and I had to eat that. So that's why I say done for you systems are much better. It takes the responsibility off of yourself and puts it on the other guys, I can't refer you guys enough, being a turnkey company, marketing company, man.
No, 100%. And, and people, they shortchange that a lot. I was on the last thing we offer is text messaging. So we pull a list, skip trace it, cold call it, and text message it, right? And a lot of people, they really shortchange how much goes into that. If you were to go sign up at Launch Control, that's $500 a month. If you were to go pay for a dialer, that's $200 a month. You haven't even done any work yet, and you're already at $700 a month. And we don't even have a list, right? And then the list, and we got to get it skip traced. That's probably another $500. And then you have to pay someone to go and do the work, So before you know it, you're like, well, I'm going to do it myself. It's cheaper. Well, no, it seems cheaper because you're not paying for it all at once. You're paying your VA hourly. You're paying for your dialer monthly. You're paying for Launch Control. But then you have to manage everything. And in your case, it's very common. And even clients ask me all the time, well, Nick, what should I do with the list? Should I edit the list? I go, don't touch the list. Do not touch the list. Okay. Right. You're going to delete something. It's going to fuck it all up. You send us the list exactly how you got it. And my team knows exactly what to do with it. Right. So we don't make our clients even edit files, to your exact point, because If we get off one sell, boom, the whole thing, it's over. So that's a perk I never focus on, but it's so important. Is with us, you get to take perfect action, and if we fuck up, guess what? It's on us, which means we'll do the work again for free. Like, we're not just gonna mess up and say, "Oh, sorry about that." We're gonna say, "All right, we'll start you over." You mess up yourself, you can't refund your own money to you, right? You can't redo the work
Right.
for free.
Thousands of dollars just.
Oh, right. That's it's true. It's true. And I think that's an important lesson. And on top of that, we do so many little things right. For the cold calling, when someone hires us, we buy 3 to 5 phone numbers for every person. We're automatically cycling them out throughout the day. Someone maybe starting up their own, they don't know that. They're going to buy one phone number. They're going to make 200 calls and it's going to be flagged as spam because they don't. And then they're going to be like, why isn't this working? What's going on? So there's technical and there's skill set, right? So we get the technical part down. We know how to set up the campaigns, how to buy the phone numbers. We make sure those phone numbers are local to the area. And then we have our cold calling skill set as well, where our team goes in and they actually know exactly what to do. They know exactly what to say. My average cold caller's been with me for 5 years right now.
Wow.
So when you think, it's like you get to hire a VA with 5 years experience that's currently doing it. Not, I took the last year off to take care of my family. Or no, it's like for the last 5 years is what this person has been.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Something else that I'd like to point out too, and this is something that I deal with. I know you probably deal with it all the time, especially with coaching new students, is like, it doesn't always work the way that I said it did for me the first time, right? Consistency is the key for anything. And so what you see with new people is that if they don't get a deal their first month, they're like, well, there's something wrong with it, right? And we preach this all the time, that you got to be consistent with it 3, 4, 5 months before you even touch it or change anything, so that you have the data to prove that. But something that you do is you sit down with these guys, with your clients, and you go through their KPIs with them, and you give them advice and coaching on how to either how the market is, or how the leads are, or if it's neither one of those, how the conversation is going, right?
Yeah, that's right. I tell people all the time, and that's why I think even you guys send me clients, and you now have to handle less phone calls with your clients, because you're like, hey, did you talk to Nick? Nick's actually, like, I could go over your campaign with you, but let's get Nick involved with this. And so I let everyone book calls with me, and we cover their entire campaign with them. And exactly what you said, I guide them. If you're not getting a lot of results with Americans, let's go to foreigners. If you're not getting a lot of results at all with calls or texting, let's try a different market, right? So I'm constantly troubleshooting with you, so you don't have to learn the hard, expensive way. So it really is another edge. And that's why I really been calling my service recently a white glove service. Mm-hmm. Before you buy, you talk to me. I'll tell you exactly what to buy. After you buy, I meet with you weekly. I make sure what you bought is working for you, right? And if it's not, then we make tweaks. And if you do have a bunch of leads and you don't have any contracts, well, I'll work. Well, what are we saying? What's going on? I met with one client. I'll give you an example. I met with one client the other day, and he said, Nick, I try to get him to know as quickly as possible. Let me tell you guys, don't do that, okay? He's like, he calls him up and he says, you don't really want to sell this house, do you? And that's like, what? What are you saying to these people? Like, that's like going out on a date with the girl of your dreams. It's your first date, and you say, you got better candidates to date than me, right?
Right.
Yeah? So it's like, and that's one rule of thumb. If you wouldn't say that on a date, you should not say that to your seller. But yeah, so we got to think about that. So I work with you on what you're saying, how you're approaching them. Are you calling them fast enough? Being in business for 8 years, I've been meeting with clients weekly for probably the last 5 years. So if you think about all the experience I have on what works and what doesn't, it's really good. So those calls give that client a real opportunity to shine.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, man. You got all kind of coaching. You got coaching and this is free coaching too, which is wild, right? Obviously you're working with clients and stuff, but it's very unique to have someone give as much coaching as you do for free on land, on houses, on sales, on everything. I think that's amazing that you do that.
No, thank you. And I do it, to be honest with you. So it's like everything's free but the leads, right? And it's like, but I learned if I just give you leads and you don't know what to do, you're not going to be happy. You're not maybe going to be mad at me. Maybe you're mad at yourself. But I learned if I give the education to my clients, they have everything they need to succeed now. So I started doing all the stuff for free because it makes my clients more successful, which means they need more leads. And that's where I come back in. So it's this thing where it's like, well, what's the gimmick? Well, the gimmick is you make a shitload of money and you keep paying me.
Exactly.
Like, I'll just tell you right now what the gimmick is.
Exactly. Well, heck yeah, man. Well, is there anything about Lead Mining Pros that we didn't cover? You have multiple options, multiple tiers. You can do texting, cold calling, full house service, or you can do them separately. You've got super cheap skip tracing, which is amazing, right? 7 cents, I believe. Yeah. I've been getting all your ads, brother. Ever since we talked, I've been getting all your ads.
Yeah, and I think the big thing and I'll actually pull up the website here in a second so people can digest it too. I'll head up a screen share, but I think the biggest thing is the no contracts, no commitments. And it's like you come to me, a lot of people, they're confused by it. They're like, so you're not going to bill me again in a month? No, I'm not going to bill you again in a month. I don't have to sign anything. No, you don't have to sign anything. You pay us, we get off to the races. If you're happy, you come get more, I very often relate my service to like a gallon of milk. You don't go to Walmart and buy a gallon of milk and they start billing you every month and shipping milk to your house, right? Every time you want that milk, you go back and you get it. And that's how I wanted to. I didn't want to make a service that made everyone feel locked down or locked in to the situation. And I'll do a screen share real quick for the.
Yeah. If you can screen share, if you need me to do anything, but while you're doing that, I thought of something else that I love about you guys is when I put one of these packages in a shopping cart, I pay for it. I'm getting deals almost 24 hours after. I'm getting leads 24 hours after I submit the order, which is insane. Like I've gotten them. Some of them I've gotten them. If I put them in early enough, I can get them before
the
24
same
hours,
day.
which is insane, right? So the speed in which you get your leads, because a lot of times when you're like, especially when you're working with postcards, stuff like that, you're waiting 2 to 3 weeks for these postcards to hit doors, and then you're just twiddling your thumbs waiting for leads, right? With you guys, leads are just coming in immediately almost.
That's right. There is no delay. As soon as we get someone on the phone, as soon as we hang up, we're sending the lead over to you guys. And you're right. We try to start everyone within 24 to 48 hours. And it's really been awesome. And so here's a couple of our packages. I know you mentioned, and this is what's cool about people is like, or what about my packages, because they come in 4 different sizes, they can really fit anyone's budget. You want the small one, go for the small one. You want the big one, we can go for the big one. So it's really cool. And then it's everywhere in between. Now, I just launched our foreign callers. Okay. And the cool thing, this is great for people with houses in saturated markets, right? So if you're in like Atlanta or Miami or Tampa or Orlando or any place that has a tourist attraction or is a metro area, you're going to want to use the foreign callers. If you notice, they're way cheaper and they go further. So for example, this package for $1,400 gets you 5,000 foreign dials. Okay, which is a lot. And then this package down here, the King Kong with Americans, is $1,400 too, but it only gets you 3,000 dials. And the reason why that is, naturally, it's because they're foreign. But the thing about the foreign team, why they come so much larger, like we don't sell it in smaller packages, because you need, in those saturated markets, you need all that volume, yes. Right? Is a big part of the game. So we kind of mix that up for everybody and make sure that, hey, if you're in a suburban area, go Americans. You're in a saturated area, go foreign callers. So you can really pick and choose as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
That's cool. And then some of the other services we offer is just text messaging. So everything we do, we have bundled together or completely separated. So this is just we actually pull the list, we skip trace it, and we text message everyone for you here. Okay, these are great packages. Text messaging is also great. We get a ton of leads through these. And look, this package for $2,000 we pull 13,000 records and skip trace them, and then we text message everybody as well on them. So like you get 10,000 different people get text messages for $2,000. I mean, there is no direct mail campaign in the world that's that low cost, right? And then I have my skip tracing here too, which is if you already have a list and you just need phone numbers, we got your back there as well.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, hey guys, if you heard this and you're like, man, I need more leads without breaking the bank, this is the place to do it. All inclusive white glove service. And if you use the coupon code ASCEND10, ASCEND, ASCEND 10, no space, 10, right? You get an extra 10% added to your contacts. So if you get 500 contacts, you get an extra 50 contacts. That makes a huge difference in your list, depending on your price per lead, right? That's awesome. That's huge.
It's a big bonus. So let's say that Titan package at $7,000, you use a Send 10 on that. I give you $700 of additional work to throw on top of that. So it's a real win-win to get a jump. I mean, there's no, direct mail never goes on sale, right? So those things don't happen. And that coupon code is reusable. So it's not just one and done. Anyone watching, you can use that on every purchase you make until the end of time. So you're getting a 10% bonus almost for life. You just have to keep using that code too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Nick, how can we get a hold of you? How can we start using your services?
Yeah. The first thing I'll give everyone is my cell phone number, right? I love it. You guys can call me directly. If you're hearing this, give me a shout directly. 7-877-8772. Okay, is my cell. So feel free to give me a shout. The other way is you can go to the website. That same cell phone number is on the website. So you can call that number. It's on there. Or you can book a call on the website as well. Those are the two best ways. I'd also recommend while you're on the site, you talked about the courses, talked about the coaching. So you can sign up for both of those for free at the very top. So you don't have to give me a dime. You don't have to do any of that. You can just go there and sign up, enjoy the courses, enjoy the group coaching. And then once you're ready for leads, then you can pick up some leads.
Dude, that's awesome. Man, I really appreciate you being on and sharing again. Like I said, I tell people all the time, I don't push people that I don't use personally and I totally believe in. So if you guys are listening and you want more leads, you need to get with Lead Mining Pros. They're 100% legit. We use them. Our students use them. I can't sing their praises anymore. Nick's just an awesome guy, man. I appreciate everything you do. You talk to me all the time, which I know you have hundreds of thousands of people calling you every single day, but I appreciate you taking the time and speaking with me as well. So
absolutely.
Guys, if you heard anything you liked, share this, like it, and do whatever you can on whatever platform you're using. If you need some help in real estate, go to ascendyoursuccess.com and fill out the form. I'll talk to you personally, kind of like Nick does. I'll take your call. I'll answer your questions, and if we can work together or we can't, we'll get off the phone as friends, right? So if you guys need anything, that's ascendyoursuccess.com, and we'll see you on the next one.
Awesome. See you guys.